Hi there. Welcome to a series of videos called English for Emerson. This is a channel where we learn some basic English reading and writing. You need something to write with, something to write on. I've got some poorly drawn lines going side to side on this board. You need lined paper if possible. We've been doing folk sayings. Put it up here. Golly, there's a lot of folk sayings. Well, it might be wise to go through life with the wisdom of our ancestors. They spent so many thousands of years accumulating all of this wisdom, building it up. It might be wise to listen to it. Otherwise, we're doing another folk saying, which would be we're reinventing the wheel. It took thousands and thousands of years for humans to figure out an invention called the wheel. Prior to the wheel, we just had to walk places or ride a horse. Once we got the wheel figured out, well, they could at least have a wheelbarrow, a wagon, finally a car. But it took a long time to get to the point where mankind developed the wheel. Do you follow me? Wisdom is something that builds over time. If you don't listen to the wisdom of your ancestors, then you've got to reinvent all the wisdom by yourself. That's not smart. You might as well, all those ancestors lived and they're all long gone. You can't talk to them. You might as well listen to the wisdom that they accumulated, and that is in your language. Here we go. This is a good one today, I don't mind telling you. A lot of wisdom from the old folks today. That's not a straight line right there. That's not a very good D. That almost looks like a moon. Oh my gosh, what a way to start. This is going to be the word don't. Sorry about that capital D. That is not well done. That's not well done. I don't know what happened there. Don't make. We know about the apostrophe and don't, how it combines do not into one word, don't. We know that make, that is not makey. We know that that's make because that's a silent E at the end. I've told you about that 1,000 times. I'm not even going to bother today on that one. Don't make a mountain. New word for us on English for Emerson right here. I know we haven't seen this on any of these folk sayings. We haven't talked about mountains, I don't think. A mountain. Isn't it interesting? We're familiar with the OU making the sound ow. Mountain. And we know there's no vowel by itself in English that can make the sound ow. So we have to combine two vowels together to make an ow. And one way that we can do it is an OU. So that's mount. Mountain. But it's not mount. You'd think this would be mountain. 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 But no. It's mountain. That's basically a silent A. We're going to throw in another. Now we got silent A in the house. Silent A in the house. Mountain. You don't hear that A when you say it, or when you hear it, or when you listen to it. But it's there when you write it, and there when you read it. I don't know what to tell you. It's a silent A. Don't make a mountain out. Well, now this helps because we got an ow here in mountain, and we got an ow here in out. So that's nice. There's some consistency there. Don't make a mountain out of a Molehill. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. What in the world does this mean? Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. That pen already running out of ink. That pen already running out of ink. It might be. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Okay. So we kind of covered these up here. Don't make a mountain. We covered that. We know about out. We've seen that before. We know of. We know that weird word of. It should be OV, but it's OF. That's English. Now molehill. What the heck is a molehill? We know what a hill is. A hill is like a small mountain. A hill of dirt. It's not a mountain. It's like a you know what I'm saying? Mole. What the heck is a mole? A mole is a little animal that lives under the ground and has tunnels under the ground and then clears out the tunnels underground by shoving the dirt up out of the hole and making a hill of dirt. He pushes the dirt up out of the tunnel and that's how he clears out the tunnel. He shoves up the dirt. Makes a molehill. Boy, I tell you what, Grandpa Chuck was heck on moles. Where I'm from, over in Oregon, it's like a paradise for a mole. It's a paradise for a mole. Paradise is like a wonderful place. They just love it over there. Something about the earth and the temperature. They just love Oregon. Oh my God, we had so many molehills. Grandpa Chuck just got out there and he was heck on them. He would trap them. He'd get after them like nothing else. I tell you what, he trapped so many moles. You know, here in South Dakota, extremely cold winters, I don't recall seeing any molehills here. I don't even know if they have moles. They might, but I haven't seen a single molehill. I don't know that they like it here so much. They love it in Oregon. They just love it. We'd have our whole yard out there sometimes, just molehills everywhere. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. What in the world does this mean? It means don't get upset about small stuff. There's a lot of sayings like this, and a lot of folk sayings about this. This is not the only one. They also say, I'll put up here, don't sweat the small stuff. It means don't break out in a sweat over little things. They also had a saying, don't cry over spilt milk. Put that up here. Don't cry over spilt milk. There's no point crying over spilling a glass of milk. I'm not even going to bother to have you write these, but they're all saying the same thing. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. If it's not, things that are not that big of a deal, there's no point getting all upset about them. But people do this all the time. Why do they do it? I've done this in my life. Why do people make a big deal out of little things? Even though the old folks say don't do it. Don't make it out like a molehill is this huge mountain, because it's not. But why do people get upset about little things? It's because something else is bothering them. They don't really care usually about the little things, but they have so much else that's bothering them that they make it out like the little thing, like the molehill is like a mountain. It's just human nature. When I've had a lot of things that have really been bothering me, that have been bigger things that I haven't dealt with, I tend to get upset about little things. That's just human nature. When you notice in your life, because this is going to happen to everybody at some point or another. That's why they have a saying about it, because they're wise. They notice this. I want to tell you something. When you notice yourself getting upset about little things, like every little molehill, you're acting like it's a mountain you got to climb over. When you notice that this is happening, you have to stop what you're doing, and you got to think about what's really bothering you. And be honest about it. Go ahead and be honest about it. Even if you can't say it to anybody else, at least write it down and admit it to yourself. Here's what's really bothering me. Otherwise, you can turn your whole house and your whole life into a big, huge mess by making out that little issues are big problems, because they're not. But it's important to really be honest about what's really bothering you. Otherwise, we start making little stuff really upsetting. It's just human nature. This is our mind's way of letting us know that there's something really bothering us that we're not really being honest about. We start getting upset about little things. There's some more sayings about this that I'm going to use here on English for Emerson, but this is important. I hope it makes sense, this lesson. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. It's better to stop and think about what's really bothering me and then go deal with that problem rather than getting all upset about little things. Okay? I'm done. See you next time on English for Emerson. Bye-bye.